What's going on, guys? My name is gregandcin, and I'm living the Budget Geek Lifestyle. As you can tell, because I haven't shaved, I'm broke, I'm looking a little disheveled. It's alright, we're fine. And as someone who's broke, I was playing the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 free weekend or full week thing, whatever it was, blackout, and it got me thinking about something. It occurred to me that free weekends are the new demos. Now, that might seem a little bit weird and strange, but honestly, it makes a whole lot of sense if you think about it. Demos were really popular back in the day, from about the start of disc-based consoles in the early to mid-90s, all the way until last console generation. We got a lot of demos for games. You could get them with your Pizza Hut, you could get them in a magazine, you can get them when you try and download games to see if it's actually any good. And demos were really great. They sold you on games, they let you know if this would be the type of game you would be into. And, you know, I replayed a whole bunch of demos when I was, in elementary school. I have a couple of the official Xbox magazine demo disc lying around somewhere. I have a Pizza Hut one for my PS1. I have the one that came with my PS1 because I got the remake of it, the really small one. And I just played those, all the time because it was just so fun to play those over and over again and think to myself, man, why don't I have this game? Leave a comment down below if there was a demo or a demo disc that you just played a lot. But with the start of the new console generation and developers wanting to get as much of your money as possible, demos have really died down in their quantity and their accessibility. Not many games on Steam ship with demos. I don't think you can have a dedicated demo button on the Xbox or PS4 store. I don't even think there's any demos that aren't weird betas on the Switch, except for maybe, I think Octopath Traveler had one. And so gamers are left to YouTube and Twitch to see if these games are any good. They have to wait for somebody else to buy the game to see if, it's worth their time. This is on top of reviews, which were already a good way to kind of gauge in some instances. But with the arrival of digital games distribution exploding all over the place, we've seen the rise of betas and free weekends. Betas are kind of demos in and of themselves, but they last for a limited amount of time, and they're not the full game. It's kind of a section of the game, and it's not necessarily finished, even though most of the time nowadays they are pretty much finished. But you have to be within, the 2 or 3 days, or you have to pre-order in some instances, and so there's still a gap there in a lot of these instances where you have to spend money, and, I'm broke, I don't want to spend money. So free weekends then are probably the closest thing that we have to a demo nowadays, unless a developer, mostly indies, decide to put out a demo or a reduced free version of their game, kind of like how Dead or Alive does it. I believe they had it with Dead or Alive 5, and some other games kind of do it. Resident Evil 2 recently had a demo, so try that out if you haven't already. But every time I open up Steam, there's always free weekend for this, or free 2 days for that, and it's pretty cool that I can try on all these games. And it's the full game too, I get access to the story mode if there's one, the multiplayer, and any other things usually in these free weekends. Granted, the Call of Duty one that I just mentioned was a reduced version of the game, it was locked down, but most of the time you get access to the full game, your progress will carry over, and it's pretty cool. But the only problem is, unlike demos, which you can play over and over again, they're not something that you can play once the weekend's done. So if you have horrible internet, if you're on a DSL connection, which I don't know why you'd be watching this, you're just mostly out of luck unless you have a really good connection. And so there's pros and cons to this. If a game is actually really buggy and you play the full version of the game, you know not to buy it or wait to buy it or something else, you get the full experience. Whereas in old school demos, it's usually just a level or a section that they carved out for you, the player, to play, and it sometimes might even play better than the actual game. I believe for the indie section in the Xbox 360 store, you had to put out a demo for your game. I think this was true for both the arcade section and the indie section. So anybody who was a small publisher or wanted to publish through the arcade brand on the Xbox store had to provide a demo. And so the dynamic around gaming has changed a lot, even in my life, where the internet has expanded, but because of that, I feel like I have less chances for me, myself, to play a game unless somebody says, here, you have 24 hours to try and play this, which I don't always have. So what do you guys think, the budget gamers of the world? Let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to see more of my content, please hit the subscribe button. It'll be somewhere over here, and check out one of the videos on the side. Want to be one I recommend to you, want to be one YouTube recommends to you. Check out all the links down below for my Twitter, my Mixer, and everything else I do on the internet. My name is gregandcin, and I need to do homework. I have so much this semester.